Peace. So I really don't know where to start with this video, but I guess I could start with the definition of the word bashing, right? So bashing means to either severely strike something, right? Like bashing somebody's head or something, right? Or it means severe criticism, okay? Severe criticism. All right, now that we got that out the way, let's move along. My channel and the content that I produce is mainly geared towards the brothers, right? Because I am a man that encountered certain things, that went through certain things growing up without a dad around. That is a lot of us. And I try to give advice. I try to communicate with my brothers. And I try to kind of like just give them information that might be beneficial to them that I might not have had when I was younger or growing up. Or even if you're older struggling with certain things, we still struggle with masculinity and manhood after all the false notions that we received growing up. So a lot of my content stuff is geared towards brothers that either been incarcerated, either going through certain things, they're struggling with manhood, masculinity. We got that out the way too. Sometimes I troll, you know, I do. Most of the times, I really don't. Or maybe half and half. But I tend to try to be on a more healing for the community, right? Like, so I don't waste my time really giving advice to women because most of them not going to listen to me, right? So I encourage other women who have got it, who understand what we up against, to give those sisters advice. Give those sisters advice. Get them game. Maybe they might listen to you because you're a woman like them. Some women do listen to me. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of them is not gonna listen to me. They might tell me I don't know what it means to be a woman and X, Y, Z and blah, blah, blah. And they're right. So I'll take it upon myself. If the brothers could get themselves better, then they can make better choices, even when it comes to who they choose to be in their life as their counterpart or who they choose to give their energy to. So boom, we got that out the way. The next thing is, so if I am over here giving this information, right, to the brothers because I love them and I care about them and I want them to elevate and do something different in their life, right? It doesn't mean that I'm sitting here bashing women. Like, if I'm giving advice to my brothers, it don't mean I'm bashing women. So, but a lot of our sisters, they get into this thing where, like, if you are advising your brothers around some kind of behavior or manipulation tactic that they utilize, they think that the criticism is strictly is on them. No, I'm not going to you and telling you, sister, you why you doing this? Why you doing that? You need to change this, you need to change that. No, I'm not. I'm talking to the brothers. Just because you happen to hear locker room talk or conversations, because this is the internet and you got ears and you got access to it, just because you happen to hear it, conversations that might not have been meant for you, doesn't mean that I'm severely criticizing you. If anything, I'm criticizing my brother's choices. Brother, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be engaging with this type of creature. You shouldn't be engaging with this type of person. Get what I'm saying? So the fact that you get upset, you should want men that give other men advice so that they could be better. If you like men, if you care about men, you should care that they're getting their mental needs met, or that they have a place where they can go and kind of like breathe out and be able to express themselves. You should want that. But it's clear that it becomes an issue when brothers uplift other brothers. When brothers, like, it's funny how, like, you hear things about, oh, women say, I'm a girl's girl. They will agree with everything women say. They will side with them. They will support them. They don't really do that, but they will say, like, they're here, they're supporters of women and X, Y, Z. But the moment brothers get on some, I'm my brother's keeper stuff, or I'm looking out for the bro, or I'm trying to or build a community with the bro, it's always this like, is y'all gay or something? Like, if you want to date, man, just say that. Like, it's always some weird pushback when brothers are really trying to look out for brothers. That's like weird. That's like weird behavior. And let me know in the comments section if you experienced this before. Like, you can't, it's crazy that like, and now I'm going to go into this, right? Because this is criticism, right? It's crazy how women could have support groups, right? Women could be there for one another. They could go to the club, fill up on each other, give each other compliments, do all type of crazy, weird stuff in the name of support and sisterhood. But brothers can't even play video games together. They can't even play video games together because it's gay. You can't even spend a certain amount of hours a week with your brother because it's considered you gay. You can't even give a brother a compliment because then it's like, you gay. Like, it's crazy out here. The behavior. And what it shows is clearly like, it's all about you. And this is what I be trying to warn brothers about. Don't get into that mindset where they manipulate you, where they got in your head, and now they got you avoiding the bros. Now they got you feeling like ashamed of even like talking about how you really feel, attending circles with brothers, or doing certain things that's gonna benefit your mental. And when I make this type of content, it almost like burns their souls. I don't know why. I don't understand why. Why are you upset? You should be happy. Brothers are trying to get their life right. They're trying to get it together. But anyway, like I said, and the last thing I would say about bashing, it's nothing wrong with bashing. It's nothing wrong with criticizing a certain behavior, especially if it affects me, if it affects the community, right? If it affects where we're trying to go, of course people is gonna criticize. Of course people is gonna say something about it. If we constantly around it, if we constantly see it, and it makes us uncomfortable, and if we have children and they starting to emulate your behavior, right? If it's affecting how the community is perceiving a certain matter, and they think it's okay to behave in a certain way, if it's affecting our family lifestyle and our productivity and how we move forward, because influence is big in the community. So if you being criticized because you're doing something that people in the community feel like is affecting them, then all well. All well. You should develop thick skin if you're going to keep doing certain things that people in the community might have a problem with. You should have developed the thick skin to be like, you know what? I don't care what people got to say about me. I don't care. You know, when I was in the street and I was cripping, I mean, I did care to a certain extent. I did care if the elders see me. See, I had a little respect. I cared if older people in the community knew that what I was doing in the street. I really did. I cared about that. But about anybody else, I didn't care. My AOL name was Cripstar16. That was my that was my email address. Cripstar16. That's how much I didn't care. Anytime I got the chance, I went outside with my crates. I went outside with my flag. I went outside with my colors. I didn't care what people thought. Except the elders. You know, the elders, when I see older people, I'll be like, all right, let me chill a little bit. Let me try to hide certain things. But outside of that, I didn't care. So that's the same skin you should develop. If you're out here behaving in whatever way, engaging in whatever way, whatever character you're displaying out here, and people are criticizing it, then you should develop the thick skin and be like, oh well, so what? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do and I'm gonna live my life, and that's it. But don't try to silence the critics that are really concerned. Like, people wouldn't, trust me, people is not gonna waste time unless they really like losers. They're not gonna really waste time talking about certain things unless they really trying to shift something in the community. Peace.